Hey, what's up guys? Joe the Show here. Before we hop into this video, please be sure to subscribe to my channel for more upcoming reviews. Now, here's my review of Halloween Ends. I do want to state that the Halloween franchise isn't just my favorite horror series, but it's one of my favorite movie series of all time. Halloween 6 was the first horror movie I saw in theaters. Not the best introduction to this series, but my mom took me to see it twice when I was around 5. I've been a fan of this series ever since. So I say all that to give context regarding my long-standing relationship with this franchise, but I'm going to be as objective as possible. I did come into this movie with pretty tempered expectations. Now, with all that being said, let's get into this. So this movie is going to be super divisive, mainly because of the new character Corey. He's the focus for most of the film, while Michael Myers is actually sidelined, which is pretty bold to do. I felt like this movie was really ambitious, mainly because their hand was forced. It seemed like they had 1.5 movies worth of material, but they were committed to doing a trilogy, so they swung for the fences in the finale because they had to pad the story to fill out the runtime. I think if you're going to do that, you should do that in the middle movie so you can unpack that swing a little bit more in the third and do some course correction if necessary, if that swing doesn't land. Better yet, what if you just do 2 movies? What if you keep Halloween 2018 pretty much the same, maybe clean up the cheesy dialogue, the bad jokes, and that gosh awful Dr. Sartain twist. But other than that, Halloween 2018 is a really good movie. Now, you transition from Halloween 2018 to Halloween Kills. Since this movie is no longer the on-ramp to a third movie, you don't have to equip Michael Myers with crazy plot armor. And the townspeople don't have to be dumbed down. And you can actually use the ending from Halloween Kills, and boom, there you go. You have 2 awesome Halloween movies. But since they had to do a third movie, they had to make the townspeople stupid and equip Michael Myers with this crazy plot armor so he can appear in the third movie. Dude was indestructible in that movie. Now, because of doing this, you painted yourself in a corner with that commitment to do 3 films. Now you have to take this big swing to fill out that runtime of this third movie, and people are going to be split. Listen, I applaud them for taking a big risk, but a big risk being taken because of poor planning compromises that risk. And the outcome really does speak for itself. This is one of the most divisive movies in this franchise. And listen, I do think the beginning of Halloween Ends is done really well. I liked the Corey character, and I thought this was Laurie's best characterization. The score was on point, and the kills were few, but they were solid. And I do love the ending, but this movie is my least favorite of the Legacy trilogy. I do think this movie will grow on me over time, and I know this movie will have a cult following similar to Halloween 3, but this movie just didn't do it for me personally. And listen, if you enjoyed it, I'm genuinely happy for you. Like I said earlier, this is one of my favorite movie franchises, but this entry was very underwhelming. I just can't reconcile how Michael Myers was unstoppable in Halloween Kills, but he can be overpowered by Corey in this film, right? You spent all this time building up Corey as the new Michael to have him die at the beginning of the final act. And how did Michael Myers survive for 4 years in the sewer? Like, what happened when Michael looked into Corey's eyes? Did he transfer his power? Did he awaken something that was dormant in Corey? Like, what transpired? Also, why was Michael so weak? Does killing people give him strength? If so, then why did he stop? I don't know. None of this was unpacked. So even though this wasn't my favorite movie, I'm so glad I got to see the conclusion to Laurie and Michael's arc. And I'm glad this movie does exist. Now, once again, I think this movie will have the biggest cult following of these 3 movies down the road. And I'm sure another production studio will reboot this series in 5 years or so. So this won't be the last time we see Michael Myers. For that, I'm grateful. Now, for my recommendation. If you're a Halloween fan, you should see this one in theater. If you're a passive fan who's caught up on this trilogy, I think you're safe to stream it. Now, those are my thoughts. I'd love to read yours in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Joe the Show, out.